I have 28 years law enforcement experience, and a lot of that was in defensive tactics. SafeWrap is by far the most effective two-on-one restraint method I've ever seen.
My name's Sergeant Chris Craig, and I work for the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. I've been in law enforcement for about 16 years, so I'm always looking for improved training and techniques to get our people trained better. The hands underneath the body in the prone position is a common way to resist for a lot of suspects. Extracting those hands, traditionally there's not a lot of techniques that don't involve some sort of significant level of force being leveled on that suspect.
When somebody gets in the prone position, and we see this on videos constantly, they lock their hands in, they have a lot of strength in here. It's very difficult to get those hands out.
We have such a variety of the population of patients. It can be from an 8-year-old to an 80-year-old to someone who's on a mental health warrant. The problem is when you're in an emergency room setting, we always had 6, 8 people piling on and everybody's pulling in a different direction.
We see a lot of injuries associated with having to go hands-on with our patients. I've seen shattered elbows. I've seen people get absolutely kicked in the face with broken noses, broken orbits.
I've seen patients with dislocated elbows. I've seen patients with blown out knees and ACLs.
Historically, decentralizations or takedowns are conducted with the dog pile system, as I like to call it.
So the beauty of SafeWrap was 2 people restraining an individual safely and being able to control them. As you're holding them, you're de-escalating that individual, talking to them in a calm voice. Plus, if you're in control of them and you know you're in control of them, you're in control of your emotions.
Being able to learn a technique where we don't have to put that suspect in the prone control and still be able to securely handcuff a person and control them through that handcuffing process is a great aspect of this technique.
Most of the systems I've worked with and encountered, they require 4, 5, 6 people to hold on to a patient effectively. Now we're talking about 2 people and also being more effective given some of the limitations of some of our practitioners.
We have security that are responding, we have clinical staff that are responding, we have support staff that are responding. They all have been speaking a separate language. By utilizing the SafeWrap techniques, we can be separate entities that come together and are able to effectively render a situation safe because they're speaking the same language.
So I can't wait for the day when everybody is on the same SafeWrap page. And that's from the police that bring a patient into us, or EMS that brings a patient into us, all the way from clinical staff to security to hospital police. So as part of SafeWrap, we also learned the teaching methodologies of the Gracie system. A person that has never experienced or trained in this system can receive kind of layers of information in a way that is digestible. And what that has done is it's made someone in a short period of time actually become an effective trainer.
The Gracie slice presentation formula is by far superior over any teaching method that I've ever been a part of. How it breaks down every individual component as you teach it to your students is just far superior to anything.
It takes somebody with no experience and it wraps something that's seemingly very, very complex for them, and it frames it in such a way that it doesn't intimidate them. We get to see a technique 6 times before we're ever released to drill. It's amazing. I believe that SafeWrap is absolutely the most effective, most safe physical intervention technique that we have available to us in the healthcare system right now.
I do believe that SafeWrap is the safest method I've ever seen for 2 officers or medical people or security guards, whoever they are, to restrain a resistant subject. It's phenomenal.
I have 28 years law enforcement experience. SafeWrap is by far the most effective two-on-one restraint method I've ever seen.
So I don't know how else to say it, but SafeWrap will save lives.